Welcome to our home, the San Francisco Bay Area. It's one of our favorite places in the world. It's filled with amazing food, adventures, and any type of landscape you want to experience just a quick drive away. And we can't wait to show you around, so let's jump into the car. Hi, I'm Athena.
And I'm Heather.
And we're the two traveling turkeys.
And we're here from San Francisco Bay Area, and we are going to give you our insider's guide to the perfect weekend in San Francisco.
Yeah, so stay tuned. So what we wanted to do with this video is give you kind of our local guide to San Francisco. I mean, everybody can tell you about all the typical touristy type of stuff, like seeing the Golden Gate Bridge or going to Alcatraz or riding the cable cars or seeing Lombard Street, you know? We wanted to give you kind of the insider's perspective to see all the cool spots that we usually hang out at, so you can get a different experience, a more local experience.
Yeah, and it's more fun that way because, I mean, you can of course do the tourist stuff as well, but this kind of gives you an extra little like, hey, I got to see this, which is a lot of locals and everything like that, so it gives you more variety.
Okay, so our first stop is the Golden Gate Park, and we're here right in front of the Dion Museum and the California Academy of Sciences. There's so much to do here. This park is huge.
Basically, this park is nice. The city gets so crowded, so if you're kind of getting tired of the hustle and bustle of the city, you can kind of take a little reprieve and come over here to the park.
Yeah.
You know, it's very big, so there's not jam-packed with a bunch of people. It's pretty, you can eat your lunch here. It's a great spot to have like a little picnic.
Yeah.
Super cute.
It's super cute. Anyway, so yeah, so at the California Academy of Sciences, what can you do there?
Check out science stuff.
No, check out science stuff. No, it's more about like animals. You can see a lot of different animals. You can learn about a lot of the different animals in the Bay Area, or even penguins. There's a penguin exhibit, which I think is,
Yeah.
I mean, it's cute, but the penguins are in like a small little area. I don't know. And they have like the only like white albino alligator or something like that in there. And that's kind of cool. And they have this really cool green roof thing too, which is exciting. And then, oh yeah, at the Dion Museum, basically you can see a bunch of different art exhibitions. And my, a firm that I used to work for, an architecture firm, they were the architect of record on it, and it's really cool because they have this type of paneling, perforated paneling, that like you could kind of see through as the skin, and that's kind of interesting. And it also, you know, reacts to the coastal weather and kind of rusted into this different color. So at first it was kind of like this orange color, and now it's rusted into this kind of like brownish color. Then it has this huge tower as well.
Yeah, there's a lot to do here. We'll see you at the next stop.
Okay, so we decided to make this a little bit more fun.
Yep.
By dressing up for the carousel ride. So we're here at the Sutro Baths.
Yes.
This is stop number 3.
This is a really interesting spot. You may not hear a lot about this. It's basically our ruins, the ruins of San Francisco. I mean, you kind of think Rome for that, but we got some here too.
Yeah, there was this huge bathhouse back in the day, back in like the early 1900s, I think, and then a huge earthquake came and kind of like knocked the whole thing down. Now you can just see the ruins of it. But it's pretty cool to like hang out, and we like to drink wine while we're here.
Oh yeah, we got our little wine. This is our favorite thing to do when we come here. So definitely check it out if you're here.
Yeah.
So we're at this little Cuban spot. It's like a Cuban fusion type spot called Medianoche, middle of the night. They do have some pretty good food. Their number one thing though is the coffee, the iced coffee. If you come here, you don't get that, you're missing out. So they have these bowls that are really good. This time we got 2 sandwiches. One is the, the Cubano, which is like pork shoulder, shredded pork shoulder. Got a bunch of spices, a little spicy, not too bad, but has a lot of flavor. The other one is this fried chicken island slaw sandwich.
Has coconut breading in it.
It does. The breading itself has coconut, okay? So if you're into, depending on what your feel is for the day, you can kind of go with some different style sandwiches. But I also recommend the bowls with the pork shoulders. If you're in San Francisco and you want like a cool little side spot where it's a little away from the main Mission Street, so it's not super crowded and it's good food, come here to Medianoche.
So the next stop is Twin Peaks. It's so beautiful. You can see the entire city from here. It's super windy up here if you can't tell. It's like insane. Right now is actually a really good time. This is around like 5:30 because usually the fog has lifted from around here and you can actually see a lot of the city. But it really depends because if you come in the fall, the fog is just rolling in. So, but if you come in the spring or the summer, the fog has burned off by right now.
Presidio?
Yeah, as you can see, you could get some really great views of the ocean and Alcatraz and kind of like all this green nature. Presidio also used to be a military base.
Yep.
And they kind of just converted that, and then now they have a lot of other stuff like the Star Wars. Lucasfilms.
Yeah.
Is here, and then so today we're also gonna go to like a brunch in the park where they basically have a lot of food trucks there. It's a perfect way to spend your Sundays here.
Yes, it is. A nice Sunday brunch, getting a little lit.
Exactly.
We are at the Presidio still. We got some cocktails.
Yeah.
We are sitting in these cute little rocking chairs, just enjoying our drinks, watching it.
And we feel like queens.
Queens of the city.
The next stop is the Palace of Fine Arts. It's super close to the Presidio. Here's a little fun fact about this place. Okay, so this was built for an exposition, architectural exposition back in the day, and they left it here forever. They left it here forever.
So definitely, if you're here, if you're gonna go to the Presidio, you might as well check out the Palace of Fine Arts because it's a cool little stop right next door to it.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely a beautiful area to hang out at.
Definitely. Okay, so our next stop is actually right next to Crissy Field, which is along the coast, the water of San Francisco, but a little bit more north side, so you can still see the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yes.
But it's actually right to the left of Crissy Field. If you go a little bit further, you can get a really, really great view of the bridge from here, which we think is amazing. You can also go and pick up a little coffee in the little shop.
There's also rock climbing here and one of those like trampoline
parks. So there is another spot that's a little bit further that you can drive, but it's not as good of a viewpoint of the bridge because it's so close and you can only actually see it through a fence down there. But here you get a really great view, and it's also really great if you like to fish because there's a little pier off here and we see tons of people fishing all the time.
Yeah.
We're gonna go get clam chowder at Fisherman's Wharf. But it's not actually really like Fisherman's Wharf. It's actually kind of like beside Fisherman's Wharf. Because Fisherman's Wharf is actually really crazy and gets really filled up.
And it's not as good, and you're paying more money.
Yeah, they do have cool seals though. So if you want to go see that. So this is actually kind of borderline being a little bit too touristy because it is right next to Fisherman's Wharf. I mean, Fisherman's Wharf is literally right over there on the next pier. But this place, like near Fisherman's Grotto and all that, is the best place to get clam chowder. Literally, okay, there's all these stalls of different clam chowder places along this area, but the best one is near the end called Nick's, and the clam chowder is just so good. It's like butter buttery, but like not too buttery, you know what I mean? And it's just great, and you have to get it with like that pepper in it, you know what I mean? Look at that. And you have to get it in a bread bowl. Literally, if you come to San Francisco and you don't get clam chowder, why are you even here? Honestly, and if you don't know what clam chowder is, get wise on it, all right? Because it's really, really good. All right, so clearly, you know, I hated this and I didn't eat any of it, honestly. And no, seriously, it was great. I rated it a 10, and it's definitely too turkey approved, but you have to get it from Nick's on this end. Like, do not get it from anywhere else. It's only 10 bucks. It's pretty good. It's actually great. Check it out. Alright, so a great little maybe day trip or a great little break from the city is to just cross the Golden Gate Bridge, and you can drive a little bit, you take a left basically, and you go toward the Marin Headlands, and it's so gorgeous out here. You drive a little like windy kind of road and you get out here. And what's kind of cool about this is that there's a ton of bunkers, like military bunkers out here that they used to house all these like machine guns or different types of weapons and do different types of testing out here. So they have a bunch of ruins of that you can go around. There's some really cool hikes and some good surfing beaches down over there. It's gonna be all preserved, and it's gorgeous out here. Okay, so there really is kind of like two areas that you can see the bridge on the other side, not the San Francisco side, but the Marin side. There's a super touristy lookout spot on the right, and then you can go to the Marin Headland side on the left, and significantly less people. Amazing. It does get a little bit difficult for parking, but you could also walk over from the super touristy side onto the Marin Headland side via an under the bridge, actually like kind of path, which is really cool when you do that as well. Fun fact, if you ever watched The Internship, you know, this is where they come after a night out of partying and come up with their app idea. So that's kind of a little fun fact. So we like to end our Sundays or days here in Sausalito as that like Italian-esque vibe, you know, Cinque Terre type vibe, because you see all the houses built up into the mountains and the trees and everything. Come out here and drink wine and walk along the water. You can also walk through the town. It's so adorable.
Super cute.
Yeah, and it's also a great place to even watch the fireworks for 4th of July as well, if it's not cloudy that day, which sometimes it is cloudy because this is San Francisco in the summer. So one of our favorite spots to grab drinks at is Barrel House. You get a really great view of the water. You can literally sit out. We're sitting out right now and we can see the water right here. It's really, really neat, and sometimes it does get a little packed, but you can also sit in the back and view the Sausalito city side, which is actually really cute. The interior is really adorable, and then also a really, really cute bar where all the guys wear like bow ties and they give you your little drinks, and it's adorable. It's so cute.